just a year ago, that would have exploded my knee and ankle. I had terrible knee pain going into my junior year of running. This was terrible, so of course I did what everyone does, and I went to a physical therapist. My physical therapist told me that in her 20 years of practice, I was the most dedicated at doing the exercises she gave me out of anyone. I did them 6 days a week for almost 3 months. I was the most consistent person. So of course, I got discharged. 2 months later, knee pain came back. So it was a total waste of my time. So I had to learn other things of how to fix it. And I will share with you what I did to fix it. And this applies for all joints. The first one, most important, is to move in such a way that it does not cause any pain. Let's look at, like for instance, if it hurts going like that, then what you want to do is move so that it doesn't hurt. So then you go, not as far, just so it doesn't hurt. And many people think that if there's pain, then there's actual damage in there. This is actually not always the case, because the pain is just a signal in your brain, which doesn't necessarily reflect reality. So by moving in a way that doesn't cause any pain, you dissociate the movement cue from the pain signal. The second is to train your body through its full range of motion. Again, let's take a look at the knee. Many people, let's look at knee extension, which is going that way, do squats, which are a great exercise, but notice how the peak amount of tension is right about near the midpoint, which is great. But what about the bottom range and the top range? So by training the entire range of this movement, we tap into the full potential of your strength. One exercise, I started with this for my top range. It's called a reverse step up. What I do is I go like that. And this is a beginner exercise. So it trains the very top range of my knee extension. I know what you guys are thinking. What about the bottom range? We have this other exercise for that. It's called an ass to grass split squat, where I'm in this split stance, and then I go all the way down to the bottom. Notice how the peak range of tension is at the bottom. Your body is able to move this way for a reason. So by training the full range, you respect the integrity of your body. Your pain is not inevitable. It can be fixed. And I would be happy to give any of you more resources about going into this information more in depth and specific protocols you can do to adjust this stuff. Thank you.
All right, any questions for Jonathan?
Yes.
Yeah, so I actually have some back pain. And there's a reason for it. I have a stress fracture in a vertebrae. So, in your professional opinion, what do you think I should do?
I'm not very familiar with stress fractures. How did that happen?
Gymnastics.
Did you land in a weird way?
No, so it's a stress fracture, so it's like a buildup of stress from doing specific motions until eventually it cracks.
Oh, and in that, where was the?
And my vertebrae, my back.
Oh, well, in that case, something you can do something that would be preventative to that or able to rehabilitate yourself is to train the movements of your spine. So for instance, bending sideways, or this exercise called the spine curl, where you're down here, and then you extend your spine, and also full range sit-ups. I can't do those now, but look it up, full range sit-up. Yes?
I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
How did you learn about all this stuff?
Well, I was actually very fortunate that I was very blessed that one day I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw this video titled 10 Animal Movements not for beginners. And it was these really crazy ways of moving, but then I looked at the guy's YouTube channel, and I found a lot of interesting stuff, and that's what first got me interested in strength training and fitness. And through that interest, I learned other things. And the primary resource of training in ways that are moving in ways that don't cause pain, I learned from Todd Hargrove's book, Guide to Better Movement.
Okay.
Yes.
And my second question is, are you going to like do something like in the future, like with strength training or like your career path?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But
So you just do it for fun?
No, it's so much fun.
Okay.
Yeah. But probably after I retire, maybe I'll be some coach or something.
So what do you want to do with your like?
I'm right now looking towards some engineering field,
Oh.
but I have one hell of a backup.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.